Okay. La 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 la. No, let's talk about DDG and Halle Bailey real quick. Like, what is actually happening? First off, can I just say, I remember watching Choice TV, okay? He made a video, like, when did they get together? Like 2 years ago, about DDG and Holly and how they were probably not going to end up working out, and how this was like a doomed relationship because of the way DDG is, and like because he isn't the best person, and nobody wanted to believe it. Everybody thought, for whatever reason, because she's the poster girl for being good and sweet and kind, and she's a Disney princess and all that other stuff, that she was like immune to human emotions or whatever it is. I just feel like, why did we ever hold her to this like expectation of her being like a super good person? We don't know her outside of the Disney role that she played. So it's actually not fair to put her on this high pedestal, because at the end of the day, she is just a human. Like, she wakes up and she has to take her morning dump, and she, has a baby now, and she's got to clean up his mess and whatever happens with him. So it's like, she is a human at the end of the day. She isn't superior to us just because she's famous and has a little bit more money than us, which, like, by a little, I mean a lot, because, obviously, even if her net worth is only like, $3 or $4 million, that's still like a considerable amount when my net worth is like, $100. But I just really cannot get behind the Holly hate. And I just think that it's so hypocritical for these people to come out, and it's actually mostly men who are just, they're on a power trip right now because they feel like, they're winning in the media. Like, oh my gosh, a man is a victim. Let's celebrate, everyone. Why would you want to celebrate something bad happening to a guy or a girl? It doesn't matter who is the victim in the situation. Like, what matters is that something happened to someone, but it doesn't matter which gender it happened to. It's just ridiculous. And if I'm going to be honest, both of them were in the wrong for things. But I will say that as someone who has never had kids, can I really be judging a woman who has had a kid and has went through, the process of carrying a baby, morning sickness, and then postpartum depression, and people think that postpartum depression is just like something that the moms are sad because the baby is out now and there's a lot more responsibility, and, their body isn't the way that it used to be, and, all of these things that isn't really, I mean, it is what postpartum is about, but it's actually about feeling lonely and feeling unsupported by your partner and feeling like they betrayed you because they told you things in the beginning when they put the baby in you, right? Because they obviously weren't using protection if they have a baby. So when a guy, interferes with your womb and creates a baby, he usually isn't going to be acting like a deadbeat right then and there or anything, because, you're still in like the honeymoon baby stage. So I just feel like she didn't know what was going to happen, and I can guarantee that he's probably a lazy dad. Why do we always make an excuse for women on their periods, right? When they do crazy things, when they text crazy things and act a certain way, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, it was because she was on her period. That's understandable. But when she has carried a human and gave birth, then everybody wants to act like she's got to be perfect now. And you know what it is? It's bottom of the barrel men who are agreeing with DDG. They're thinking, okay, he at least is in his kid's life, right? I'm in my kid's life, so that's like the bare minimum. And it actually is the bare minimum, and it's sad. And if you think that that's all that it takes to be a dad, well, you're wrong. You have to be more than present in your kid's life. Not present just physically, but you need to be there emotionally, and you need to be there with a mom, and you have to work on things. And it's not going to be easy, but just saying that you're there isn't good enough. And I feel like a lot of these red pill guys, these incels, are liking the comments under the TikTok videos. And there's, people say that he has 195 documents of all of these things that she's said and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just absolutely confused on how come the men were silent until DDG came out and started exposing Halle. And I just don't think that she needs to be exposed, if I'm going to be honest. I don't think that her mental health should be put on blast like that, because that's unfair. You can't use someone's mental health struggles against them to turn people away from them. Because if anything, DDG is also mentally ill. You've got to be a little mentally ill to expose your partner's mental health struggles, right? And I'm not going to lie, the text messages that she sent, pretty inexcusable, because you should never threaten your life to get someone to stay with you or to get them to notice you and appreciate you and value you. That was a mistake on her end, and I feel like her career is honestly over because of that. I don't want to be rude. I just really feel like her career is done. So it's over. Nobody's gonna want somebody who's a basket case, especially in 2025, where any little thing that you do besides be perfect and show that you're amazing at all times, you're not gonna work out in the media. I'm just gonna be honest, her best bet is probably to start her own YouTube channel and just continue with the Snapchat, because I don't know if you guys know, but Snapchat pays hella money now. So if you ever wanted to be a content creator, I would just skip all the drama and go straight to Snapchat, because if you get a following on there, then you will make a shit ton of money, and that's why their stocks and everything is going up. But besides that, I don't really see her having a chance outside of just social media now. She blew it. She had a kid out of wedlock. And before anybody comes at me and says, oh, but a marriage doesn't secure this, and it doesn't even mean that they're going to be loyal and treat you good and blah, blah, blah. And I understand that. I completely understand that. And that is true. Just because you married someone or you've been with them for a long time and then had a kid or whatever, it does not guarantee financial or emotional security. It does not. It depends on the guy that you're with. And, guys are dumb as hell. So chances are, you're going to be working on your relationship for a long time once you bring a child into that mix. But having a kid out of wedlock just means that the guy got to break into your womb and he has access to you for the rest of his life with no commitment. No ring, but he has access to you for the rest of his life. And I know that people think that men can't baby trap women, but they actually can, and they do. And that's a classic example of baby trapping a woman, where you get her pregnant, and of course, if she chooses to have the baby, that's on her. But baby trapping is essentially just trying to get a baby out of a woman so that she will always be in your corner, so to speak, unless she just cuts communication with you, of course. But most of the time, the woman is going to want the man to have their son. They're going to want the dad in the life. And so that is a way for a man to baby trap a woman, get her pregnant, and then, she has to, meet me for meetups and, meet me for the custody battles and everything. She's going to have to look at me and see me, and I'm going to get, a baby out of her. And that really is what happens. And women do that too, okay? Don't get me wrong. And it is their choice to keep the baby. So it's not just 100% on the man. it is a mutual thing, and she chose to have a baby. And I don't know why she chose to have one, if I'm going to be honest, because, like, girl, like, what? It's just ridiculous to me, that people are switching up and blaming Halle now. And I just feel like she is going through postpartum depression, and, like, that's not something to joke about. And the bitter men, the red pill men in the comment sections are really upset with her. But, like, I don't really get it, because it's like, okay, at the end of the day, like, we don't know these people. These people have no value to our lives, and, like, we don't have any value to their lives. Like, how many of us are going to be friends with DDG and Halle in this lifetime? Oh, yeah, that's right, none of us. None of us are going to spend time with him or whatever. He was accused of cheating on her, and I don't see the men coming out and being like, hey, man, that's not cool. You shouldn't be cheating on your baby mom. And it's just sad that she is restricted to being a baby mom. And that's why when people make fun of Zendaya for getting a ring, at least she bagged the ring. At least she got her career, okay? She didn't make any mistakes by being a malicious, evil person either. At least she actually has a ring now, whether or not he's a white guy, which I don't even understand why that matters. But apparently incels think that she's, like, not cute or something. And that's a video topic for another day. But you know what? I just think at the end of the day, DDG and Halle are both in the wrong. They are both manipulative, and I don't really think that either of them are good people. But I don't know at the same time, because I don't know them personally. You don't know them personally. Like, we do not know them. So is it really our right to talk about them? I'm talking about them. So I guess it is my right. But, like, is it my right to go in, like, their comment sections and, like, bash them? I don't really know. Like, everybody can have their opinion. So I'm not going to, like, try and shelter people for having an opinion. But if you see this video, just please, like, do not go and, like, harass them or anything. Because, no, please don't do that. And, like I said, we don't know them at the end of the day. So just chill and be cool or whatever. I don't know. But that's basically kind of all I have. Like, as you guys can tell, I'm running out of words in my vocabulary to talk about this. But I hope you guys have a good day. And also, if you hear, like, an echo, I'm sorry. I just actually moved into a new place, like an entire new city and, everything. So I'm just, like, adjusting. And then, like, the house is, like, really echoey. Please like and subscribe. Bye.